Nice little spot this, Lotus Creek. Very nice. The horror stretch continues all the way to Marlborough. So I'm guessing the relay came along this road.
Yeah, the transfer of the Olympic flame from the Mackay section to Rockhampton on its journey to the Olympic Stadium, Melbourne, for 1956. And this was erected in November 2001. So Wiki Camps isn't working, but that's an update, so we thought okay. But Google Maps isn't working, it's not following us. Hema's not working. We're on the horror highway and it's like we're in the Bermuda Triangle. The instruments are failing. Making myself scared.
Tell you what, there's a hell of a lot of roadkill on this highway. So if you're ever driving it, dawn or dusk, if you're brave enough to drive it dawn or dusk, please take it easy because there's a lot of things on the road.
Well, actually,
obviously.
Midday the other day we had that goose and we also had that massive root jump across the road and it was midday.
You've got to keep your wits about you all the time, and you know, you don't, as much as we don't want to plough through animals, you know, it's sometimes the risk of trying to avoid them is far more dangerous. So take it easy, everybody, when you're driving the horror highway, because I'm sure the animals have got stories similar.
Yes.
All the maiming and murder on the highway of the animals. So look at that. You would not think that that was the Badlands, would you? Look at it, it's lovely. And it's a wonderful day. We've got sunshine, which is nice for a change.
Got clean underwear.
Clean underwear that's still wet, hanging on the clothesline in the van. It's a very attractive look, swinging along there as we're driving along.
That was a hint from Tracy Reese, so thank you, Tracy, and Phil's Balls. Oh, Phil's Balls.
Please stop calling him Phil's Balls.
Well, just,
it's not.
And they know we're talking about him.
Yeah, but I know. But
that's because he made us some beautiful dessert balls. This is just so much more interesting than the Bruce Highway. Sorry, Bruce, but you know, you got the beautiful landscapes in the distance. Beautiful. Everything all right here? No one's yelling out for help.
No one's got a gun.
They looked a bit.
They did not. Don't be terrible. So we're just filming every stopped car along here in case something bad happens. We've got documentary evidence. You're not afraid to drive the road during daylight hours. It's only at night,
Jesus.
apparently. Please excuse Monique's swearing.
Sorry.
She was panicked then. The fella would not move over. Rude prick. This might be one of those mining camps that are along here somewhere. There's a few mines along here.
Yeah, I thought we would have seen more, huh?
Yeah, obviously they're not visible from the road. But I saw them in the HEMA maps when we were looking. So this is Clark Creek Accommodation Camp, and this is for the workers out this way. There's a few of these along the stretch, They've got an ambulance there. And every single one of them has its own pub. Interesting, huh? There's another camp.
Wow.
So there's a couple of them along this road. On the Old Bruce Highway here. I suppose if you've got that many workers that need accommodation. So they've got that big power station there, and they've got all these wind turbines, and not one of them is turning. So I'm not sure what that's about. Not one of them is turning. Interesting, huh? And it's been windy as hell actually, and it still is. So they've locked them all off for some reason. Goodness knows what's going on. Debating whether to get something to eat because we're starving, but it means stopping on the horror stretch, and we're a little bit worried about that. So we've put a plan, we've formulated a plan. Monique's going to sit behind the wheel of the car, and I'm going to rush into the, we're going to pull over somewhere. I'm going to rush into the caravan and grab the scones, the butter and the honey left over. And I'm going to rush back to the car, and I'll make the scones whilst we're driving. We figure if you're moving, you're a moving target. It's harder to hit. Nobody was actually killed whilst they were driving. It was only when they were stopped. So we're going up the hill. We're going up a little bit of a range here. Up we go. Look at those towers. It's coming from that power station down there. This road hasn't been maintained very well. There are a lot of trucks that drive on this road, so it's pretty torn up in places, especially along the edges where they, bounce into. It's quite pretty. More interesting than driving on the new Bruce Highway, which is about 80 kilometres over that way, over there. So, yeah, much more interesting. We think we're safe here to pull over for me to get the scones. So this is the last footage. I just want you to know this is where we are. There's Mount Mackenzie. So that's where we are, and it's where the turbines are. The power lines are across the road. Okay, I'm going in. Well, here we are. We're coming to the end of the horror stretch.
In 600 meters,
meet the highway.
onto Bruce Highway, Marlborough Road.
That was a really scenic route to take. Those of you who'd like to drive this road instead of just going along the A1,
Turn right onto Bruce Highway.
you can come along the Old Bruce Highway, and it's a lovely drive. 1 kilometre that way, Marlborough is.
Good spot.
I wonder if the Marlborough man lived here. Remember him?
Right. Remember that? He used to ride his horse with his packet of ciggies under his...
Yep. With his cowboy hat on.
Yep.
Yeah, remember that? All those years ago, we used to be able to smoke on aeroplanes, trains, buses,
And it was cool.
and pubs and clubs.
Now it's silly.
And yeah, it was very cool. If you
Know
could
what it
smoke,
does to us.
if you could smoke, you were all that. And now, if you're smoking, we're feeling very sorry for you, because everyone knows how bad it is for you. You've got to try and give it up. Get rid of it. It's not good for you. I want you all to live longer, happier lives, with more money. It's so expensive to smoke now.
They were $1.35 a packet when I used to smoke when I was 18, I think it was.
If you ever had to scab a cigarette, you'd pay 10 cents for a day.
I had a naughty cigarette at school, high school.
Did you?
I used to have Winfield Blue on my shirt.
Yeah, Winnie Blues, yeah.
Rode my horses.
Yeah, Winnie Blues were the thing.
So glad I gave up all those years ago. Though.
Yeah, me too. You know though, when you go to the doctor, they still note it. Were you a smoker? No. Have you ever smoked? Yes, I did. About a million years ago,
That's how
and they
much it
they note it down. Yeah. This is Yamba. We came through on the way. Motel. So there's the servo and the pub, and that's it.
And a dunny.
Did you say there's a general store here?
Did say country. Stockman's here.
Maybe it's in the servo.
Country store busier than usual.
Seriously? Oh my
There's
god.
2 cars there.
It's busier than usual. Wow, look at that. So it looks like it's all going on for Yeppoon. This is the road to Yeppoon, and over there they're building a double lane second highway. So maybe they're going to have a divided highway going to Yeppoon. So perhaps Yeppoon is going to be the new Gold Coast. Who knows? But it's all going on. 14 million advertising billboards. Unbelievable. Look at that.
Lions Yeppoon welcomes you. Good on you,
That's
Lions
nice.
Club.
Thanks, Lions Club. For those of us who missed the original tiny little sign that said welcome to Yeppoon.
That was a nice one.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're arriving in
Take
Yeppoon.
the second exit and stay on Yeppoon Road.
She always talks when I talk.
Cyclone shelter. Shit.
Exit the roundabout onto Yeppoon
You see that?
Road.
No,
In
missed that
500
too.
meters at the roundabout.
This is the waterfront of Yeppoon. The sailing club. Look, it's hustle and bustle. Cafes, pubs and restaurants, and look how wild that surf looks. Oh my god, the
Oh
water's
gosh.
even all brown and choppy.
We won't
I'm
be
not going out in that, no matter what tablets I got.
You can tell we've been sheltered away from the weather. Look at it.
Yeah, look,
Shivers.
there's the toilets. And we can see the water. Look at that. Does that look a bit wild and woolly? Yes, it does. Anyway, this is the coast road.
Of course, Monique picked the ocean site. Maybe not something you want when there's a wind event happening.
Turn right for 100
Maybe that's why
metres.
they
This
rang
is
and
it here,
asked if
mate.
we were still coming, because no one told us there's a cyclone coming. We've been off grid.
We just show up, wind howling, rain pelting
Turn
down.
right, then turn right.
This is it.
This is it.
Beachside.
This is it. Stop here.
Left.
Park here. That makes it a bit tough, doesn't it?
Yeah, are we off the road?
Park here.
Always advertising sign. Hi, I'm Karen.
And I'm Monique.
And we're so glad you could come on a journey with us.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.